But I love to train at night, honestly. I really love to train at night. But I also love to train in the morning because I feel like training in the morning is like, yo, I'm doing something for my day. And it's like the beginning of my day is just the perfect beginning.
I'm getting some stuff done. I got the blood flowing type vibe. All right, welcome to the show. I'm so excited that you are able to join. For all the guests listening today, I have Mathilde Faute. I hope I said that right. I think I just messed it up a little bit. I got a thumbs up. She is a freestyler who has been traveling the world for quite some time, since 2022, competing. She recently just won 4th in the world in a freestyle competition. I forget the exact name of it, but has been absolutely crushing it and started freestyle in 2018. Is that correct?
Yeah, I started freestyle in 2018, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So kind of tell me about that. I've watched your story a little bit and like how you got into it and like watched some of your videos, but I kind of want guests to know about like your story, how you got into it and where you are now and everything like that.
Okay, that's good. Well, actually, I always had like a passion for the soccer ball. Like, for example, I used to play soccer when I was like 7 to like 15, but like even before like 7 years old, when I was like going camping with my parents, I was always bringing my ball and just like trying some stuff. It wasn't freestyle, it was just like trying ground moves and like for soccer, to train for soccer, you know?
Yeah.
But then like at 14, actually, like in 2018, I saw videos on YouTube of freestyle and I was like, yo, that's impressive. I want to do that too. So I just decided to train. So I went like in my basement and outside and I started training. And for sure at first, like you're not good. Like you drop all the time. And even right now when I create tricks or when I like train new tricks, it's not like easy. Like I have to train hard every day. But it like I just kept going. And then when you keep going, it happens and then you compete and then you get better.
That's incredible. So what does a training session look like for you? Like,
oh, that's actually a good question because it depends. Because, you know, we have like all these different categories in freestyle. We have like uppers, so upper body. We have like the lowers. We have the sit downs. So you can choose to work on like a category of training or you can just do all around. So you do like sets of like all of the categories together. You could also try to sit and think. So there are a lot of ways to train, honestly.
Wow. So I did not know that. I'm not super educated in the freestyle world. I'm definitely attracted to it. And I think I want to start getting into it because I like have a draw and I like to do like a little bit of tricks, but I don't know anything crazy. So when you were starting out, were you just like YouTubing videos and practicing? Did you find a something specific to follow? What did that look like?
Yeah, exactly. So like when you start, you watch videos on YouTube, tutorials, and you're like, okay, I'll learn that move. Yeah. So then you train and you learn that move. But when you learn it, for example, you land it once, like you get it once. Yeah. You have to try to get it like more than once. So you have to make it perfect. You know, that's the thing with freestyle as well. Like, yes, you need to get it, but you need to get it all the time as well. Yeah. So like, for example, you learn one trick and then another one, a third one. And then when you know how to learn, when you have a lot of tricks, you can like make sets out of the tricks, like combos. Mm-hmm. And then with time, you think and you create tricks. Like that's really important in battles and in competitions to have like our own style and our own like tricks, creations. So that's why like with time you think more to have like your freestyle.
Yes, the style, it's you. I love it. Okay, so tell me about your most recent competition that you had, and you were kind of talking. I want to get into like your tactics and stuff, but I want to just hear about like what that meant to you, what that process was like, and how you feel about it, reflecting back.
Okay, yes. So like a month ago, actually, I came back from Italy. So the last championship I did was the World Freestyle Football Championship that happened in Italy. And I had to be qualified for that one. So like in Mexico in July, I went to the North American Championship where I got second place. And that second place gave me the opportunity to like compete in the World Freestyle Football Championship where I got 4th place actually. Ooh. And yes, go. But yeah, and how I prepared, like honestly, I usually train like 3 hours a day and like 1 day break a week. So like 6 days a week. And like I of course create new variations of tricks, so I bring new stuff to the stage. Then like I trained also my weaknesses, so like I've always been really great in sit downs, but I wanted to like get better in lowers, for example. So I train a lot of lowers, so like I could show that I've been working hard on what's not like that good in my freestyle. You know, that's what I want. Like I want to have like a great freestyle in all the areas. So like I'm really training my weaknesses at the moment. So like that's what I did like from July to November, and I created sets. So like sometimes you can just do freestyle, because freestyle is also just you take a ball and you do whatever you want with it. But you can also like think about what trick goes well with another, like which tricks are like fit well with the, like, you know, together.
Yeah, exactly.
Like sometimes you do think and you prepare sets and you train these sets for the competitions.
Yeah. Okay. So that's what you did leading up into this last championship.
Yeah, it's the first time I do that, because like the other championship in August, where I also got 4th place, I was also training like 2-3 hours a day, but wasn't planning sets. Was just training like all the areas and just like training new tricks, but not planning. And it went well anyway. So it just depends on the day and how you feel. But like I kind of like to plan now.
Yeah, I'm sure. Have a plan. Yes. Okay. Yeah. So you went into this, were you like super nervous before it started? Do you get nervous, or are you pretty calm? What does that look like for you?
It depends. I'm actually really, really, really nervous. But like, I know how to calm myself at least. And I know if I tell myself like, oh, I love freestyle. And why do I freestyle? Because I love it and it makes me happy. So like when I tell that myself, I'm like, okay, I'll be fine. And as long as I have fun on stage and I show what I worked on. And that's what I did. And like, that's what people say to me as well. They're like, oh, yo, you improved since the last competition. I'm like, yes, that's what I want. Like to get better all the time. But yeah, I'm like so nervous. It's so stressful. Like it's so hard mentally, that sport, because like it's a battle, like 1v1. And it's like, if you lose it, you lose. Like it's, you have one like chance. So it's like, it's quite stressful.
Yeah, no, that is. I watched some of your clips and stuff and I was like, and I went and watched some of the other people and all the stuff that everyone's doing, and it does seem intense. And I saw, so sometimes like I saw when someone like kind of like messed up, are you just trying to go with it, like as if that's like part of it, if you like drop the ball or anything like that? Like what's the process for that?
If we drop the ball, that's the question, right?
Yeah.
Actually, like we lose points for sure, because like there are judges, and control is one of the criteria, you know. So like if we drop, like we lose points, but you have to keep going. So like for example, if you lose the ball, you just try to like get it back like in a beautiful way, and then you just try to make it around and like do something great with it. But like it happens to all of us, because like even though we train like crazy like all the time, we're not like superheroes. And even superheroes, like they make mistakes. So like it happens, but like usually like we try to not drop. But it happens. But we try to find ways so it doesn't look like a drop as well.
Yeah, exactly. Like it was planned. So do you have like a coach or someone, or you're just like doing it yourself?
Yeah, I'm just doing it. Like I started in 2018 when I was 14, and I was just training in my basement, because like it was helping me like be happy. Like freestyle just makes me happy. So like I was training and learning new stuff, and I never thought I would compete. But then you get better and then better and then better, because you train like crazy. And then you're like, oh, maybe I should compete. And then you start competing, and then you want to get better even more, because when you compete, you want to like get better all the time. But like, so I just trained all by myself. But now, like, because I have friends among the like freestyle community, like we talk a lot, we share like some like pieces of advice. They like help me sometimes, I help them. So it's like we help each other, but we're all on our own. Like there aren't a lot of freestylers that like have coaches. Like we're all alone training like crazy, and just like we do have maybe like psychologists sometimes, or like mental coach. Like some freestylers do, but I have like no one. I've just been like doing that all by myself.
Yeah, you're just doing it by yourself. I have a lot of respect for that, because that's tough, like you said, mentally. And I think like that space can definitely be lonely, but it seems like that's probably been a little bit of a shift, being able to go to these competitions and then like meet people that you could become friends with, which I think is awesome.
Because it's crazy, like to just like be friends with people that like understand what you do, because like, you know, freestyle is so unknown, and I'm so thankful for my parents. Like, honestly, they just believe in myself and they support me so much. And I'm so grateful for that because, like, that's a new sport. No one does that where I live. Like, it's just, like, so, like, not weird because it's hot and, like, impressive. But, like, it's, like, new. So it's, like, sometimes you can just, like, like, I'm scared. But, like, my parents just, like, support me so much. And, like, so, like, sometimes you feel kind of lonely doing your stuff alone, but then when you meet people that do the same thing as you, you're like, yo. And then, like, they have that same passion as you. And they're, like, obsessed with, like, the same sport. It's just, like, crazy, honestly.
That's awesome. I love that. Okay, so what would you say are some of your goals moving forward with freestyle, maybe coming 2025, 2026?
Yo, that's actually a great question because I've been asking that myself since I got back from Italy. Because, honestly... Okay, like it's getting deep, but like no. I do have confidence in my freestyle, but I always want to get better. Yeah. Like I think now because I got 2 4th place this year, I'm like, okay, I'm actually good for real. But I had to get these 2 4th place to understand it. Like I couldn't because I was like, I miss this. But I also love the tricks I do. Like I look at my freestyle, I'm like, yes, I'm proud of what I did and what I've done. Like. Young Mathilde would be so happy. But like, I just want to get there all the time. So like, for sure I want to do more than 4th. I think I can do that, but not next year. Next year I'm taking, I don't know. Okay. I've been thinking about taking a year off competitions so I can get my freestyle to like another level and then come back in 2026. Because like, the 2 things I'm working on right now, they are like long processes. So like, I need time. Yeah. And like we have a lot of competitions and I feel like the competitions that just like don't help me to progress in these areas. So that's why I'm thinking about it. Maybe I'll compete because I love competing so much, like being on the stage and stuff. We'll see. But like for sure, like my goal would be, I would say, like in the next 2-3 years. Okay, let's say that because if I take a year off competing, like let's say later, I would love to win the North American champ because like I got 2nd place this year and I'm like, yo, I want to be like the North American champ. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Then I would love at least once in my life to get to a final. Like to say I'm at least 2nd. Because I don't know if I can win. And that was never my goal. Like I said, like my goal was just to get better. And like to get better and better and better. And maybe we'll see I'll win. But like this isn't my first goal. It's just to like improve myself and work on my weaknesses. And be in a circus. Like, I want to be in the circus as well.
Oh, really? I did not know that. Okay, so you want to be in a circus and perform freestyle?
Yeah, I would love that. Like, honestly, I think that's my first dream is freestyle. Because, like, freestyle brings so much, like, joy. It's so fun to perform freestyle as well. Because freestyle is a sport and it's so intense. But it's also an art and a way to express yourself. So just, like, doing tricks on the music and people are, like, clapping and cheering. It's just so nice vibe, I feel like.
I love that. So when you train, do you listen to music and stuff? Or are you, like, is it silent? What's usually the method there?
It depends, but mostly with music. I love music so much. Like, even when I don't freestyle, I'm always listening to music. It's just like, I'm addicted to music, honestly.
I love that. Okay, what kind of music do you like?
Oh, I love everything. I love like, only like piano pieces. I also like pop for sure. I don't really like rap. But like sometimes I listen to like Quebec songs, like songs from Quebec City for sure. Okay. But like all the stuff, I listen to everything, I would say.
I love that. Okay, so what would you recommend? So I'm coming off of a knee surgery. I'm getting back into it. I was a soccer player my whole life. So I have like basic foot skills, juggling, all those things. If I wanted to get better at freestyle, like what would you recommend? Where would you be like, this is what you need to start? These are the basics you got to get down if you want to like even kind of look like a freestyler.
Oh, I see. Okay, but do you know how to do the around the world?
I do, yes.
Okay, so you do know how to do the around the world. Okay, that's actually good.
Yeah.
Okay, can you do up the world?
Up the world? I don't know what that is.
So so around the world it's like this.
Yeah.
Up the world it's like around the world but with the other foot.
Yes, I have, not consistently. Yes, I have done that though. Yes. And I haven't done it with both feet. I've done the around the world with both feet. Up the world, I've done it only with my right. My left hits and then my right goes around. So that's it.
Okay, yeah. That's the thing, because if you know how to do up the world with like both of your feet, like your foot, like your 2 feet, like you can combo tricks, and that's what like I've been training a lot. Like for example, I do, let's say an easy one, like do you know halfback?
No, I don't know. Like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I barely know.
Okay. Let's say I combine like only around the world. Okay, so like around the world, and then you do up the world, up the world, up the world, up the world, and then you could do like abats, you know. So you can, like, that's the thing with lowers, you take tricks and you combine them together. So that's why it could help for you to have like up the world with both of your feet, both of your foot.
Just layer them. Okay.
Yeah, you could learn neck style. Do you know how to do neck style, to put the ball like on your neck?
Like barely. Can I catch it every now and then? Like I've caught it, gone down, done some push-ups, thrown it back up, got it, but like that's it. And it would take me a couple times to get it, so it's not like beautiful.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like with freestyle, it's consistency. Like yes, you can. Like I said earlier, like you can know how to do one trick once, but you have to learn it to do it like all the time.
Yeah,
so that's what's hard.
Skill. So do you do any like strength training or anything like that? Do you like do fitness, or you mainly just do the freestyle stuff? What is that?
Right now I go to the gym like 3 times a week actually. So like 3 hours a week. So when I go for 1 hour and 3 days. Yeah.
Okay. Have you ever thought of doing something like some sort of like training that's like, you know, beginner freestyle training, and put something together for like someone to like buy? Like I would buy that. If you had a beginner training, like this is what you gotta do, I'd be like, all right, cool, I'll buy it right now, sign me up. And I bet I have players who would also do the same. Like, do you have anything? Anything like that?
I should do that, and I've been thinking about it because I've been doing like shows and workshops a lot. Like I go into the schools and I share freestyle and I share the like basics. So I could make like a book or like a video and like for sure. And I've been thinking about it, so maybe I could.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later. I'll help you. We could totally do that for you.
Let's go.
Let's do it. Okay, so 2025, 2026, you're thinking you're probably going to just train a lot to improve, and then you're thinking then you're going to try and compete afterwards. When does the circus come in, though? That's my question. Where are you trying to get in with the circus?
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like I'm also really lost right now because like I'm kind of in school, but not really. And I'm like, do I want to go like fully in school as well, or I want to like really just try freestyle? So, like, I'm also lost with what I do like with my life.
Yes.
Okay. So like,
you're 20.
Honestly, I don't know, but I have some like people that I know in circus that maybe could be possible for me to go in a circus one day. Like I know it's possible, so that's why I'm not really thinking about circus, because in my head it's like way more in the future, because I'm like, now it's competitions, like competition time. I feel like, I don't know.
Yes, that makes sense. So what are you in school for?
Well, like so that's complicated. In Quebec, it's like, okay, so you finish high school at like 16, 17, then you have like 2 years of like college.
Yeah.
But then you have to go to university. Like you cannot just end up after college. So like I finished my college last year in 2023.
Yeah.
Then from January to August this year, I was like gap year kind of, but now I'm just doing like an online class, like a psychology online class, and that's great. Like I love it, but like the thing is, do I want to go like do like full-time school? Because like I could do that because I love school, but the thing is, I'm doing freestyle. I have only one life, so maybe I should just like do all of this, like just freestyle, go all in. I don't know, we'll see.
School's always going to be there, is the thing.
That's I agree.
Yeah, school will be there whenever you want to do that. Yeah, that school system is interesting. I think that's kind of similar. I have a friend from Brazil, and she said it's similar to that. That's like you graduate once you're like 16, and then you go to college for 2 years, and then it's kind of, so it sounds kind of similar.
Oh, I didn't know, in Brazil.
Yeah, my friend. That's what she said. She's from there and stuff. So
interesting. That's the first time like another like person tells me like.
Yeah,
similar.
I've heard of it before, which I always thought that was like an interesting way to do it, because I felt like a lot of time the way that high school's done, those 2 years are like you could be working towards college, but you're not. So it's like you might as well kind of merge that. So I think that's kind of cool. Yeah. I like that. Okay, so let's talk about this. So when you were going into, what was the date of your last competition where you got 4th of the world? What was that?
So like when we go, we leave for like a week. Like we cannot just go and then like it's the competition, then you leave.
Yeah.
Like you have, because like the time difference, like it was in Italy, so it's like 6 hours from me away or something like that. Like before, so like yeah, whatever. So and it's a long travel because I'm from Quebec, so it's like one plane, second plane, third plane. It's like a lot of like travel. We were in Italy from November 8th to November 14th, and the competition was November 13th.
Okay. Yeah, not long ago. Okay, so before you're going out and doing that, like, what are you eating? What are you listening to? Are you talking to other people? What's like the pregame for you? Is it like, I gotta be alone, or I like to be social? Kind of walk me through that process.
I think before like 22, 2023, I used to listen to a lot of music and be like in my own bubble, but I think it stresses me out a little bit more. So I think it's better to talk. Well, for me, to talk with people or to call my parents. Sometimes I do that. I just call them and talk. I feel like it helps to talk. But sometimes I'm just like, music. Because I love music, of course. But it depends. I'm still looking for like the right way of doing it for me. But like, I would say talking helps a lot.
Yeah, I'm that way too. Like, sometimes it's like, before competing, it's like, I like to be in my zone in my head, but then it's like I get too serious. It's like
exactly.
I'm like, this is too intense. I gotta like get out my bubble and I feel like you're very bubbly and charismatic. So you like to talk to people, like to have a good time, which makes a lot of sense versus being like, rich and tough like that.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. So what about your eat? Like, what do you eat before you compete? Like, how often? Like, how many hours before you compete and stuff?
Yo, that's actually a good question because I don't really think about it. But the night before, I usually try to eat like pasta or like something like that, I would say.
Okay.
And I don't know, but I just try to eat healthy like all the time. So like I try to not like really eat junk food. So I eat a lot of vegetables and fruits. But I don't really know what I eat before. Like I've never thought about that.
Yeah. Well, how many competitions have you done? Because it's like a soccer season. You think about that. Like, you have so many games in one season. You have time to perfect like your pre-game rituals. But it sounds like you don't have that many. You haven't had that many like high level.
Like because I've been freestyling for almost 7 years, but I've been competing for only 2 or like 3 because 22, 23, 24.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's like for like that like competition experience, I feel like I need to do more as well to like understand more how to prepare. But like I've been better for sure in 2024, and we can see it in my results as well. But like I've done like only 1 competition in 2022, I think.
Okay.
Then 2023 I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Wow.
Then I did 4 or 5 this year as well.
Okay, so about like 10 to 12 times you've competed on stage.
Exactly, something like that.
Okay, all right, yeah. I think like finding those things that you really like is gonna be very helpful for you. But it's like you said, like you have a lot that you're thinking about, especially if you're traveling to get somewhere. It's gonna be even harder to manage all that.
Yeah.
So do your parents come to any of your competitions?
Actually, the first competition I did, like the international one in 2022, like it's called the Super Bowl, BALL, like Super Bowl. That's the first international competition I did. And my parents, they came because like the whole like reason why we were in Europe was for traveling. So I was traveling with my parents, but then I was like, oh, maybe I should try to compete. And then I just like registered to that competition, and then they came. My grandmother was there as well. So that's it. Like my first international competition, my whole family was there. But like now when I compete around the world, it's like harder for my family to come. But they support me so much from home. Like they watch all the live streams. They like text me all the time. They call me, and it's like I have their support, and I'm so grateful. Yeah. But they come to the Canadian Championship all the time because it's like not that far, so they come.
Yeah. Okay. So do you have any siblings, or is it just you?
Yeah, I have two little sisters.
Okay, tell me about that. That's so cute. Do they play at all or anything like that?
I showed them some tricks for sure, so they know some basics, but they have their own passion. So like the one in the middle, she plays the violin, and the last one, like the youngest one, she does horse riding. So we all have like our own thing.
Wow.
But yeah, they do know how to freestyle a bit.
Yeah, all very different things, very different skills.
I know.
I like that. That's really cool. So did your parents play? Because you mentioned that you grew up playing soccer. Did they play at all? Or like, how did you end up getting into the sport in the beginning?
That's a good question. I feel like they just saw me with the ball all the time. So maybe they were like, oh, maybe we should like try.
Yeah.
Like we should let her play, you know?
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I have parents that like really believe in us. Like, for example, like I do my stuff, my sisters do theirs, and it's like, they like believe and they're all in. So like I just feel like maybe they saw I love soccer, so they were like, yo, let's try it.
I love that. So I lost my train of thought. I had one question about that. I think about the direction that you're headed with that or something. Anyways, we'll move on. So they're not as much athletes. Obviously the horse riding one kind of, but do you think that any of them will like get into soccer at all, or you're like, it's pretty much my thing and they got theirs?
You mean my sisters?
Yeah.
No, it's my thing. Like, no, but like one of my sisters, she played soccer a little bit like when she was young. But I feel like in my city a lot of people, like a lot of like students play soccer, so maybe that's why. But then me, it's just I pushed it. I was like, yo, it's my life. So it's just like, but then freestyle is my life. Soccer isn't my life because it's two different sports, like completely. But like the soccer ball is my life.
Yeah, that was my question. So do you play soccer at all? / if so, when was the last time you played?
The last time I played, I was like 17, I think, 16. And it wasn't for real. It was just for fun. Like, because for like real, it was futsal in like 2020 or 2021, like, I think.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So it's not really like, you don't actually like to play soccer that much.
Yeah, I do like futsal though, you know, like the indoor soccer. Like I love that sport so much because it's so much about control and technique. I love that sport. Yeah. So like if I could play futsal, I would, but not soccer. Like soccer, I don't really like.
You're like,
anymore.
I actually like futsal more than I like soccer, and I actually think I'm better at futsal than I was ever at soccer.
Yeah, I believe you.
I didn't do anything crazy with futsal, but it's like you said, the technique. It's very fast. It's fun. I bet you could use all your moves on people too, and stuff.
And I feel like freestyle could help with futsal as well, I think.
Yeah, it's not that practical for like soccer, but for futsal, I think you're gonna be able to ball out with that. Okay, I love it. Well, do you have anything that you want to add? Do you want to tell anyone who's like maybe thinking about getting into freestyle? Like, what are some words of encouragement or recommendations that you would have if they're like thinking about it and then they heard this podcast and they're like, all right, I'm doing it. Like, what would you tell them?
I would say like, not even just for freestyle, like for anything, just try. Like if you think you like something or you want to try something, try it, train, and you don't know what can happen. Like, and sometimes we're scared of trying things, but like, just think about it. If I would have been like, oh yeah, I can't do that, I wouldn't have trained and I wouldn't have tried. So like, I think just try, enjoy. Like, honestly, that's why I love freestyle as well. It's like, I just try to enjoy it as much as I can, even though sometimes it's like really hard, honestly, like mentally and physically. Like, I just love it so much that it's easy for me to train. So just try, like, enjoy. You never know what can happen, honestly. And persevere. Keep going even though it's hard.
Yeah. Okay. I actually want to lean into that for a second because you mentioned that on average you train 3 hours a day, 6 days a week. Are there days when you don't want to train that you make yourself do it anyways?
Honestly, not really. Maybe sometimes, but it's so rare because like that's the opposite. When I don't train, I'm like, what am I doing? Like, I need to train. It's like, because it's like something I really like and it helps me with my self-confidence and just like, it gives me joy. Like, when I don't train, I'm just like, yo, am I happy? Am I okay? Is it like, I do other stuff, like I read, I'll like take walks, I'll like do other sports, but it's just like not training freestyle is like, I'm questioning myself, like, what's going on?
Yeah, I love that. I think that's the sign that like you're really in your passion. Like you're really living out your passion, and that is like probably the best place to be. Like is to wake up every day and have to grind towards something, but something that you actually love. That you're like, I get to do this every single day. I get to chase this dream every single day. So that's amazing. I love that.
And I want to keep that passion because like actually like the friends I'm with right now, like he's gone to work, but like he told me this morning, he was like, you're the freestyler that I think loves the most freestyle. Like you just love freestyle so much. And I'm like, yeah, like honestly, it's just my whole life, like for sure.
I love that. And you don't think there's anything that you really did to get that? Like you were kind of born, like that's just who you are, or is there something that made you that way that you think, or you're literally like, no, I'm just this way?
I honestly don't know because like I don't know, and that's I did a workshop last week, and like the teacher was like, you persevere so much, like how can you persevere so much? I feel like so many people just like quit, and I'm like, I'm obsessed. Like I don't know, it's just like I love. And it's okay, maybe also the feeling of getting new tricks and like landing stuff and getting tricks like done. It's just a nice feeling that I think you get kind of addicted to that feeling, maybe. Like, just think about it. You've been training that trick for like hours and hours and hours, and then you get it. It's just, like my work paid off. Like, I worked hard, so like, we can see the progress as well. I like it. I like that.
Yeah, I love that. Okay, so what time of day do you usually train?
That's actually a good question because it's not always the same. I try to do 2 sessions a day because I feel like 2 sessions help. Like, for example, you have like one in the one midday and one like at night. That's what I usually do. But like, for example, this morning I did like an hour in the morning and then we'll train tonight again. But sometimes it's like 3 hours like straight. It depends like of what I have to do in my day. But but I love to train at night, honestly. I really love to train at night. But I also love to train in the morning because like I feel like training in the morning is like, I'm doing something in my day, and it's like the beginning of my day is just the perfect beginning. It's just great.
I'm getting some stuff done. I got the blood flowing type vibes. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, so how long are you in Maine for? And I saw on your Instagram, so it's just like heavy snow there right now, right? Like it's crazy.
Oh no. So like the snow was at my house, like at my parents' house. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I went to see them last week, and it was snowing so much. No, here it's not. There's like no snow right now.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah. Is it cold there though? I feel like
it's like -5, maybe -2.
No, that's so cold.
Yeah, that's the thing. But like in Quebec City right now, it's like -15. But it's in degrees, by the way, like Celsius.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
Like I don't know, like in Fahrenheit what it is. Sorry.
Yeah. I was like, wait. Okay. Yeah. That's I don't know.
Yeah. So like -15 Celsius degrees, like in Quebec, but there's snow, so it's fine.
Okay. Yeah. No, so I'm gonna have to see you at one of your competitions someday. Okay, I'm gonna need
for sure.
I'll need to know when you have ones coming up, because I love to travel as a thing too. So I'm gonna definitely have to come out and watch you. I'll be your biggest cheerleader too.
Let's go. But yeah, I have competitions like in the US sometimes, so I could tell you for sure.
Yeah, definitely let me know about those, because I would love to come out.
Support. Thank you so much.
Yeah, push the goal will sponsor you. That's what we'll do. We'll get some sponsors and stuff.
Let's go.
All right. Well, thank you so much for your time. I'm so glad we got to do this.
Yeah.
Up in a couple weeks, all the fans will be happy to hear about your story, and keep crushing it. You're amazing.
Let's go. Thank you so much.
Thank you for listening. I really hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you did, I would greatly appreciate if you could share this episode with 5 people you think could benefit from the show. Also, please feel free to connect with me on Instagram at IzzyChinche or my website at izzychinche.com. Thank you so much for being you. Keep being a leader, making this world a better place.